All right.
Okay, we are live. No swearing.
Do I ever swear?
Do the Canadians ever swear?
No, not really.
Okay, pop, pop, pop. I'm going to record locally also. We've got this recording like 3 times. I'm really
Yes.
impressed. I'm really impressed with Windows 10's sound management stuff.
Yeah, I took advantage of your blog post to turn off some annoying apps that were misbehaving, and
Yeah. I went and disabled a bunch of stuff. Like right now I've got 3 HDMI monitors. I don't need any of them to have audio output, so I turned all that off.
yeah.
All right, let me get my microphone. Pop, pop, pop. Okay, I'm going to do output on that one. So we've got Hangouts, Audacity, or not Audition.
You're using
Zencastr.
Audition and Zencaster, and I'm using my H6 for my local
Chances
recording.
are, we'll make sure your Zencastr input is correct, but chances are we'll just use Zencastr.
Yeah, I can see the Zencaster line limit inputs coming in nicely. So
lovely. All right, thank you, sir.
But I'll send you my audio file because this big, AT2020 only goes to the H6, so you'll want my file.
Yeah, I showed you my PV6, right?
Yeah. It's a good little unit. I've looked at a couple of them. The big thing here is I just don't want to record in computers anymore. Computers are goofy. They're not real. The PCs are not real-time devices. I mean, that's just the basic.
Well, yeah, we can talk about that. I can talk about some of the Zencastr is amazing, but I do have like a little bit of drift issues with it.
Yeah, my problem with Zencastr is if it is screwing up or if the other guy's machine's got a problem, you don't find out till you're finished.
It's always the other guy's machine, but yes.
Yeah, it's always, and that's what sucks, right? At least when we should just record.
We should just record.
We're just doing the damn show. That's what happens every time.
All right, hang on.
You want to count down?
So hit record, and I'm going to hit record in Zencastr. Go ahead and start now, and we'll do a clap.
Okay.
Pop, pop, pop. Pop. That's a little hot. Pop, pop.
Am I hot? I'm not hot.
No, I'm hot.
You're hot.
I'm really hot. 1, 2, 3. Pop,
so many ways.
Pop, pop. Test, test, test. I'm just trying to get -6 on this microphone here.
There you go.
Pop, pop. There we go. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Like that. That's the slate.
There you go. You are a slate.
And actually, you know what I never do is I never go over to YouTube and look at the comments. There's a thing.
You're probably better off.
No. I disagree. My audience is lovely. They're lovely people, and they bring.
Did you see the mug? There you go. And then it stops. Everything stops at that moment. And he's frozen. So, is it his machine? What do you think died there, going live like that? Zencastr says he's gone. I bet he blue screened. That's my guess. He just blue screened. Maybe I'll get a message on the phone for it. Yep. How did I know? Total blue screen. I called it. It's on the recording. I said, I bet he blue screened. All right, let's stop. And we'll start again.
Yep. Hang on. Can you hear me? I cannot hear you. Go ahead and get off of Zencaster and bring me back over and unmute
Okay,
yourself.
I know why I couldn't hear you.
All right.
It's because I switched over to the phone. That's why they couldn't hear me. I switched over the phone to take your call on the same headset.
All right.
So that's what happened.
So Zencaster's not going to work. Let's
The
try.
funny thing is, and by my view, the Zencaster's still running, and I can still see your waveform when you talk.
Let's toss that out.
Okay, should we just close it?
Close Zencaster, and we'll try recording the old-fashioned way.
All right.
I think the issue was Chrome doing two simultaneous audio streams and all the JavaScript involved. You know what I'm saying?
We could probably open two different browsers for that, but you know, two different. Did you freeze again? You did. You froze again. You froze again. Well, I'm not going to switch over this time. Just going to wait till you come back. Oh, you're calling me again. Okay. All right. Now you guys can hear me because I've switched back. Is he hung up on me? Still no audio? Oh, hi. How you doing? All right. I'm looking in the right place now, so at least can see you guys messaging away. Somehow I've hijacked Hanselman's channel. Look at that. Well, we'll see if he can get back into the call again, but We were just talking about how he's overclocked his machine, and I said, not a big fan of overclocking. Often it causes instability. So maybe I'm right. And no, I'm not drinking out of a .NET Rocks mug. Take a look. So this is a custom-made, one-of-a-kind mug. I got it as a Christmas present from a certain daughter's boyfriend. He's allowed to be around still. I don't have a .NET Rocks mug down here. I do have one of these. It's like a .NET Rocks mug, only different. Yep, custom-made Kerbal mugs, the best. He'll make it back in. I suggested that he record off his H6 now instead of recording off of Audacity. I suspect the two things are getting along. Although if he just dropped his clock speed down, maybe he'd have fewer problems. He's squeezing extra clock cycles out, and for what? Just, so you can brag? Most CPUs I know of are sitting around smoking cigarettes and drinking whiskey. They got nothing to do most of the time. We're bound by network or some other aspect of our machine. I don't have one of C# Fritz's mugs, but maybe I should get one. I probably know a way to do that. I've never seen. I think he has a .NET Rocks mug, but I don't know that he has a Run As Radio mug.
All right, so check this out.
Okay, you're back. I missed you.
This is interesting though, and my people like interesting, right? So let me talk about what's going on here. We may end up not doing a show.
We could just do diagnostics the whole time. I don't have a problem with that.
Well, it is what it is, eh?
Yeah.
Screen 2. Which screen is this?
That looks like a background from Zelda.
Is it alone?
It's got two icons on it. There you are.
So suddenly, so what was going on was Chrome was poofing, just disappearing, right?
Yep.
Then I blue screened in some memory. It said memory management.
Right.
Keep in mind, this machine has been rock solid since I built it. Rock solid, no question. Now I'm in Chrome, and look, sync isn't working. All of these extensions, these are all my extensions. I don't have these things on by default. They're always hidden and disabled. So suddenly all my extensions showed back up. So Chrome has corrupted itself.
Right. There was definitely a Chrome update recently, like in the past day or two.
Yes.
That I noticed broke my ad blocker against Facebook, so Facebook didn't render properly. Like it was one of those. And then things.
I started up my machine here, and it just started saying Chrome this and Chrome that. I got confused about my drives. Everything's all mad. Yeah. All we were doing here was streaming. Now I streamed yesterday.
Right.
Here for an hour and 15 minutes, rock solid, without a single issue.
All right.
And we've blue screened now once, and then
a hard hang.
Now it probably is the overclock.
Maybe.
So I'm overclocking at 4.5 from 3.3, which is aggressive. It's like 30-40%.
Yep.
But it's been rock solid, and I've done tons of work.
Yeah, so it's just all a question of what's CPU intensive enough that you're actually peaking up into that high.
Yeah. Well, so what I think is CPU intensive in this case was I think it was actually USB bus.
Right.
Because I'm shoving you through. This is right now we're streaming within streaming right now.
Section streaming.
So there's us super streaming. Plus I was pulling from my camera and my audio. I was trying to run, 3 or 4 audio devices all at the same time. That just seems odd. It's frustrating when a machine blue screens for the first time.
Yeah.
Especially when it's a new one. But then again, but also when you've overclocked successfully, you're thinking, but I don't want to give up the overclock. Like it'll make it slower.
Will it? Will you actually notice the difference?
Yeah. Scott
You know
needs
that you
saying,
just pulled
hang
up
on.
that perfmon or the resource monitor, and it showed you running at 2.5 gigahertz, right? So it wasn't using it anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, my argument now is pull that up and start everything again, and let's see if you actually get beyond 3.3.
Yeah. People are saying I need 2 mics. I actually have 2 mics. This is one. This is one. I've got,
Same way I've got one on my head and one right here.
For that.
And
there's a reason for that.
We separate stuff, right? And I'm not trying to do everything in one machine.
It's also interesting that we learned that I started the Hangout. I am broadcasting the Hangout, but I can literally reboot and you remain.
Yeah. And the Hangout persists.
Weird. That's weird.
It's interesting because I mean that's a super useful thing if there were multiple hosts. Say we were doing a 24-hour stream or something.
Yep.
And you could hand off to one person or another. The stream is an entity unto itself.
It also means that what we thought the architecture of Hangouts is different than it is. I thought you were sending me your details.
Yeah.
And I was compositing them and sending them up there. They're not. It's all centralized.
It's all happening in the cloud. Yeah.
But additionally, it makes me wonder about this machine. I'm looking at my screen here as we now go and debug stuff. It says, let me zoom in. Device setup manager is stuck at 5%, which is weird. That means some device failed or got angry.
Yeah, so you may have an angry USB going on in there somewhere.
Yeah, so then let's look at this. So here's device manager. This is interesting. This is normal. If you have an HTC Vive, it has its own Bluetooth.
Right.
Windows does not support more than one Bluetooth adapter.
Right.
So that is whoever gets in first wins. But it's interesting, though, to see here that that doesn't make any sense. Like, why is that thing mad?
The device setup manager is still running?
Yep.
And
I just tried to stop it. It doesn't care.
Yeah, that's always my reflex when I see something I don't expect. Kill it.
Device setup manager enables the detection, download, and installation of device software. That's the whole thing where you plug something in and it says, oh, this is a Logitech. Let me go get their stuff.
Right, and you see its trigger started.
But it's also stuck.
Well, it's trying to stop. It's still in the stopping phase.
Yeah, it's angry.
That's important. It's hung by something.
Right, and this is the other thing that is bad about having a machine this powerful is you waste 10, 20% and still not even feel it.
Yeah, you don't even know.
The lighting controls of this
thing.
Wait
a second. You have 10 cores, and you need to overclock?
Just like a little extra.
No. It's not. I think it's nothing at all. I think it's an immeasurable amount.
It's 30%, 40%.
Only mathematically, not functionally.
Depends on whether you're trying to live stream an episode of Hanselminutiae, though. You need at least 10 processors to run the Microsoft malware detection process.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you there. That's
this is the other thing, right? Like, it just peaked at 50 megs a second because it was searching for antivirus.
Yeah.
But this is annoying. Like, now I need to find out, is this 5%?
Still hasn't died.
Is that 5% going to persist across reboots?
No, I suspect that'll go away after a reboot because it's clearly something hung.
Well, here's the other issue that I was talking to you before we started that I'm finding very frustrating is this motherboard that I have, and you can read about this in my blog, says that I have 3 or 4 hubs for USB 3.
Mm-hmm.
There's my camera.
Yeah.
This is what my son uses for streaming to Twitch or whatever. It's a USB. That's actually a thing that I've added. That might be worth pointing out. Thinking about things that have changed since yesterday. There's the Bluetooth device that it's mad about. That's the UPS. Here's the hard drive, the external hard drive. This is the Vive. Devices in Windows are only USB 3 if they say that they are.
Right.
And if you plug this into a 2.0, it'll say, hey, this would do better if it was on USB 3.
Right.
That I had to put that into one specific port. I couldn't get that to list on the other ports, which makes me wonder that I might be missing a.
That setup manager might be something to do with it loading a driver around one of your USB hubs.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we go and figure out this, if we go and look at this, I don't think we're going to publish this show, buddy.
No,
If we
wouldn't be
go,
the first time. Actually, it would be the first time.
if we go look at Event Viewer,
Hey, look, a couple of crits. Oh, look at that. There's the service control manager barfing its brains out.
somebody's mad.
Yeah, it's waiting every 9 seconds to barf twice.
So
I like that.
this is very likely the panic. It's having trouble shutting that service down. This is the ongoing drama of that one service.
Yeah, you are in mid-crisis right now.
This was, it ran a check disk in the background.
Right, because of the hard crash.
Yeah, that was a hard crash, a surprising crash. There's my kernel panic. There's why. So see this here? That's my mail app. Windows communications. That makes me wonder if I try to open mail.
If you disappear again, I intend to.
It'll probably. What's that?
Are you really using the mail app? You're not using Outlook?
I like the mail app. It's really lightweight.
All right.
File system structure on, it's saying 226.
Cannot be corrected.
Cannot be corrected. And then it goes and runs check disk in the background now. Here's corruption.
Yeah.
Okay. Program data. Windows search is mad, so they're going to end up going and rebuilding Windows search.
That won't take any resources.
Oh, that's interesting. Index. Wow, look at that. So Windows search indexer is not running. And if I go to the start menu and start typing something, a minute ago, I was getting a question about Windows search that maybe it wasn't running.
It might be running now.
I think I may have I just picked the wrong minute to blue screen. You know what I mean? Windows search is not running.
All right. But it's a delayed starter.
Nope.
Cannot start.
That was a hell of a pop, though, when that thing broke.
That might be. It might still need a hard check disk. It's refusing to start those things.
Yeah. See.
How current are we now, time-wise?
We are 2:41.
Okay, so these are only 3 minutes ago. You still got NTFS errors going. So I'd be more concerned about those than I am about your spammy service control manager.
I think the first thing to do is to toss this guy.
Well, he doesn't want to die, but
yeah. Well, so he's running in service host. I want to see the PID. He's running alone in 1944.
Okay.
So
have you got?
Let's go into PowerShell. I can never remember this.
Slash PID.
It's slash PID or slash PID.
Yeah, slash PID. 1944.
Okay.
With extreme prejudice.
Yeah, that's the really, I'm not joking, go away.
Yeah.
Interestingly, look, as soon as that went away, Logitech jumped up. I wonder if it has to do with the phone, with the camera.
Yeah.
Okay. Go back to the top here. It is now 2:42. I'm going to just sit here and hit refresh. Service Control Manager hasn't updated since. That was interesting. So look, bunch of anger about different Windows apps. So I may go and find that some apps are not going to.
Or they're actually recovering now. You got more events.
Yeah, I do. Yep, there you go. There's NTFS again.
Yeah. So
it
was blocked, and now it's unblocked. It's starting to actually.
But I think a formal restart.
Yeah, that's probably a safe bet.
There's a volume will be checked the next time. I mean, it's trying to fix itself.
Yeah.
But it's still angry. I'm worried about the Windows search, though.
Well, I suspect the search won't light up until the drive system's happy. You don't want the scanner running while it's trying to figure out this problems with files.
All right. So let's see if I can reboot then and leave this running.
All right.
Be right back.
B needs some tea. I need some tea. I've emptied my cup. Oh, no, I have one more swallow left. Update on the history of .NET book. Hard at it. This past week, I had 3 hours with Executive Vice President Jason Zander. It was our second or third interview. So got a little more of the story. I'm about 60 hours worth of interviews in now, and I still feel like I'm halfway. Like from 1997 to 2005, solid. The Vista years get a little crazier. Up into Win 10 into 2010 is interesting. So there's still more stories to collect, but I'm enjoying myself. But it is daunting. There's a lot to talk about there, and I don't know how I'm going to get it all fit. I don't know how big a book to make. I'm even thinking about making multiple books. It might make sense to split it up into sort of a mobile-focused one, or a web-focused one, or a desktop-focused one. I don't know the answer there. I'm still experimenting in some respect. What else? I don't know. How many mugs can I possibly have? I don't know. Does anybody else still custom build machines? All the computers here I've built myself, and I don't overclock because I don't think it's necessary. It is quite smoky up here. I actually have a daughter who's up in Prince George right now, and I'm a little bit concerned about her. She's driving back down tomorrow, so we're talking about routes that are the furthest away from the forest fires. But here on the coast, we had some wind that cleaned it off, and it was a little more blue sky. And now this afternoon, when the wind settled down, it sort of stalked back in again. So yeah, lots and lots of fires. We haven't got as many evacuations this year as we had last year. I think it's maybe 15 or 20,000 people. Last year it was over 60,000. But it's a lot of small fires, about 600, mostly towards the east. The Albertans are suffering from smoke from BC. Well, that's been the hard part. When you see the background, that the big screen on that side, that's that 43-inch you hear me talk about on the show all the time. That's my favorite screen these days. That old Samsung is one of the first 1080p screens to ever come out. I use it as a backup screen for testing new audio solutions that we're experimenting with on how to record shows. I like to get my voices recorded in isolation. I'm frustrated with Skype. I don't trust Zencaster, so I'm trying to figure out if I'm just a grumpy old man by trying all these different techs and seeing which one works. I'm going to experiment with Discord next, I think. Johnny has a floppy drive in his case still. I don't think I have a single, even 3.5-inch drive floating around anymore. I purged a lot of hardware. It was like a ton of electronic waste that got hauled out of here 3 years ago. And I'm probably due for another one. If anybody listens to the podcast knows I had a flood in 2015. And while I'm back in the office now and have been for a while, it's been a couple of years actually, we're still some stuff that is sort of flood residual, like things that are still in boxes, things that didn't get put away, and parts that could probably be disposed of. There's a lot of stuff in this office. It is a kind of an endless process in some respects. Of course, we don't know how long it's going to take for Scott to get back because he just ran a full check disk, and if his drive's enormous, and why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't you have a 4 terabyte boot drive? That check disk could take a while, so we could be spinning around in circles for a while here. We're going to run out of time in terms of recording a show. So I do a geek out on natural disasters, and funny because I help run a charity about natural disasters. But hey man, I have got a lot of notes about some climate change geek outs, but I think I want to save them to the first time I do a geek out show standalone away from .NET Rocks. That will probably be my premiere series.
So,
how's your reboot? How you feeling?
I don't know. So a couple of things are interesting. Some different apps that are like run in the background apps are prompting me for their passwords.
All right. So, well, and Google being it depends on how you store your passwords, but Google got settings files trashed like that. That might be a residual of that.
So that's interesting. I'm just going into my password manager real quick here.
LastPass or one password, or what do you
I
like?
use one password.
Okay.
Very happy with it. Now I'm opening up the Windows logs here. Let's go ahead and let me know when you can see this.
Okay. Nope, you just bonked. Are you dead? Nope.
Shouldn't
That's
be.
just switch
No,
over. Okay.
shouldn't be bonked yet.
You're here.
It does feel weird, though. Things are weird.
Hey, different set of error messages.
Oh, this is a decom. Decom's always mad about something.
Yeah, well, decom's mad because it's completely irrelevant. It's more of an emotional thing.
So that's interesting.
There you go. Attempt to clear an error on a USB bus fail. That's not that big of a deal.
This looks much cleaner, though.
This looks a better boot, yeah. Such a spew. This is what happens when you have 10 CPUs.
20,
so
if you
many
count
messages.
the logical ones.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, this is a way cleaner boot.
Yeah, these are very normal kinds of error warnings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is work stuff.
Oh, Tammy Van Horn is in here. So, you know, Scott and I had the plan to record our 19th Hanselminutiae, and then as soon as we got ready to go, there was a blue screen. And then after the blue screen, there was a hard hang.
Yeah.
And then it turned into a diagnostic exercise for Windows for a little while, and then we're here.
Yeah. And the last thing is, I'm in an interesting situation where OneDrive's
forgotten who you are.
It exists, but it says go and set yourself up again.
Right. That's scary.
Yeah, and it says not signed in. So then the question is, so a bunch of sign-ins are gone. You know what I mean? So this implies that I'm going to end up with a bunch of I've got OneDrive Personal and OneDrive
Business.
OneDrive Personal 2. You know what I mean?
Man.
And then my Dropbox suddenly is downloading 12 gigs.
Is it lost its local volume?
Oh, that's not Dropbox. Dropbox is up to date. OneDrive is re-downloading everything.
Right, so it's lost its local volume.
Yeah, but that's weird though, because where is OneDrive these days anyway, right? Like,
yeah.
What is OneDrive anyway? What does it really mean?
What is it really?
If we go down here, OneDrive is this thing, right? It's in there.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, OneDrive is Microsoft. That's my work one.
Yep.
Is downloading. What is today? The 17th. So it must have determined a need to re-download.
Yeah.
But then the interesting bit is...
Could be back to that disk corruption concern.
Yeah. This one here, this is my personal Dropbox. Will I end up with a OneDrive?
Will it making you enter?
See, look.
There you go. All right.
This is the, like, am I going to get duplicates of everything?
If you said new location, yes.
I said use the same one.
Yeah. So
I said work it out, son.
Just figure it out. Don't involve me.
Yeah.
Better.
Now, dude, look.
It's back. It's got a new PID, but the same CPU consumption.
Has one of my devices died?
And well, there's still that USB hub issue, right?
Yep, it is an underlying issue. I'm not on. People are asking if I'm on. People were asking me if I was on Insiders. No, I don't run Insiders on a machine I need to be reliable.
Yeah, I have a separate laptop I run Insiders on, which is sitting right over there.
It's always weird. It's redoing all the licenses for the store.
It's running down all the license checks.
So it just like a bunch of
How
apps.
was your check disk? Was it much of a barf, or did it
did that? It did that formal check disk, where it like says at the black screen, like I'm gonna go ahead and just check everything. So it was good. It wasn't the background one wasn't working.
Because the question is, did it have a huge spew of mislinked MBR files or anything like that?
Where would I look for that?
You would have seen it while it was running.
No, I didn't, and I
Believe
don't.
me, when a formal check disk goes bad, it's grim. It's just like
Yeah, I
stuff
think.
goes screaming across the screen. It's
Yeah,
not.
I mean, I would be sad if it died, but the thing is now everything's in the cloud, right?
Yeah,
Well,
no,
that brings up
we're not worried about files. This is a new machine. I presume there's nothing on this machine that's unique.
One thing I would actually point out to people that's really super to know about Windows 10 is this. No one turns this on.
Right.
Still 10. So I have it talking to a 4 terabyte drive every hour, forever. And I've got my GitHub, my Dropbox, my downloads, my desktop.
So you have a local backup as well, then?
Well, yeah, it's like I think OneDrive and those things are great, and I use OneDrive and I use Dropbox. But see this 4 terabyte drive?
Yeah.
Inside that drive is a folder, file history of all my machines.
Right.
And this machine here, I think it's hidden.
Probably.
Otherwise, it's going to embarrass me. Huh.
Think it hasn't started syncing your new machine?
No, because it's been going for a while. I don't know. Maybe they don't let you see it. Because I can go into file history. Let's see if I actually have it. Maybe I've got a bigger corruption issue than I thought. Yeah, see, look, something really got corrupted. File history is saving copies of your file for the first time.
Right. So that all got trashed.
But that doesn't make any sense. It's on a different drive.
Yeah. Size of backup 0 bytes.
Well, I also have another, again, the backup rule of 3, right?
Yep.
So 3 copies, 2 mediums, 1 offsite. I also back everything up to my Synology and additionally to CrashPlan.
Okay.
So I'm not too worried about it. I've got more complete backups over here, which is itself then backed up to CrashPlan. This is my OneDrive redoing itself.
Yeah.
This is you and I now.
Yeah.
This is a problem.
Yes. And here's
file history resetting itself.
Right. So it's starting to recover too.
What I don't understand is that device manager thing is not showing up as an issue.
Or if it is, it's way back there. It's buried somewhere.
So I'm going to go, that's 1912. I'm going to take a dump of that and send that to someone.
Yep, process manager.
That Process Explorer.
No, Process Explorer, yeah.
What was it?
1911.
1912. 1912. Pit,
1911. Oh, my generator just started up for self-test. Oh, yeah, 1912.
Access denied. Restart as admin. I think I will have to lower my overclock. This is all weird overclocky type stuff. See, I've not ever installed the Microsoft debugging tools for Windows.
Right.
And it's stuck on a lock. Look at this.
Yeah. Look at that.
It's just freaking out.
It's pretty
and it persisted the reboot. That is interesting.
So which means there's any number of reasons why that might be. I mean, not just the startup, it might just be recognizing the device and trying to fix it.
Yep.
It's one particular hub you've got that's USB 3 that's not working correctly?
So yeah, I bought these anchor hubs.
I wonder if you should unplug that one and see if this thing goes away.
Well, so let's just brainstorm about how we've been behaving so far. Do you feel like if we, given the history that I've been having with this computer and the fact that it's in the middle of doing something right now, that I should start just pulling USB ports out randomly, that good things would happen to us?
What are you afraid of it? Blue screening?
Yeah, I'm afraid of anything. Like once a machine blue screens, you need to live in fear for at least an hour.
Oh, somehow after an hour it'll go away.
Yeah.
It's just a very non-deterministic world you live in, Scott.
Yeah, I think I would let the file. We're at 7 gigs of 12. I'm almost there with my.
Finish your dump. I mean, definitely finish your dump.
Well, I wasn't talking about the dump. I was thinking more about the dump is already done.
Okay.
The dump is small.
Hmm.
The dump is done. It's the OneDrive is going at 90 megabits a second.
Yeah, so you want to step away from that machine and let it calm down a little before you do more diagnostics.
Just let it chill out.
I totally get that.
I will probably, but you're right. So you're saying toss some of these USB ports.
I'd just be curious to see if you could make that spinning service go away just by eliminating the device it could be in.
Let me take my flashlight here and look at what I can pull that is not controversial. USB Xbox controller. No. Oops. Busy Light. Busy Light is the thing that Busy Light's the thing that tells keeps a light up that I'm busy. Like it synchronizes with Skype for Business. Mm-hmm. The headphones that I've got on my ear.
Yeah, unplugging those seems unwise.
What is that? Oh, that's just a sound card. That's my Plantronics speaker for work.
Yep, the one.
You know, this was 1912, right?
It was.
One idea might be not that we are unplugging them, but rather that we restart it now that they are unplugged. PID 1912. Little fan just got quieter. What's it called? Device Setup Manager?
Yeah.
Interesting. It starts in a bad state and stays there. Yep. Now it's mad.
It's gone?
It's mad. It won't, like, it starts up and it is mad about something. And it will not go away. So it will always start up mad.
Okay. You have not, had you removed any hardware there?
I removed a bunch.
Okay. So that didn't affect it.
Well, I mean, I didn't remove it all, like the headphones.
Yeah, I know. The one, not the stuff you're using. I was just curious as to.
I removed stuff that looked even remotely suspicious.
Okay.
I'm putting back in, that's a Busy Light. That's an audio card. When I say audio card, it's my oldness coming back. The audio speakerphone deal. What I'm sitting on looking at here as I see, like, you know, this camera and the what's it called, the VR deal. I think I'm going to have to go, and we'll have to stop this show, and I will have to go and find whoever owns this device at Microsoft and see if this is a thing. We could also go and Google it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Google it with Bing, as we say. Device setup manager CPU. Can't be stopped. Blah, 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 useless, blah, 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 useless. Disable it. No, that's dumb. Hung on starting.
5% with 20 cores means one dedicated core, doesn't it?
Possibly. One dedicated logical processor.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So like it's literally pinned to CPU.
Yeah.
Like you look at it, go 5% is not consuming a lot of anything. And you're like, wait, I have 20 logical cores. It could be an entire core.
Yeah. Oop, what was that? Did you hear that?
A little chime.
Oh, that was the service did not stop in a natural fashion.
There you go.
Yeah, see, device setup manager goes out and pings Windows Update every night to see a device. That's not exactly true, but okay. All right, well, friends, I think we're going to have to call it.
There you go. 45 minutes of random crashing.
45 minutes of trash. If I go to backup settings, wait for the backup to finish.
Still says 0 bytes.
That is weird.
Maybe it only emits it when it's a full volume. Well, good drive letter there. I don't disagree with you that what I would do with this machine right now is walk away from it for like till this evening.
And let it breathe.
Let it settle down to whatever it wants, and then see what's still persisting after a couple of hours of thrashing away.
Yeah.
This is why I miss hard drive lights, Back
Yeah,
in the
it's
old
funny that
days.
you mention that because the fact that I can't, it's totally silent.
Yep.
Which doesn't help.
No.
And the hard drives are silent, and there's no way to even know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go and figure out more about this object here, and then maybe write a blog post about it.
Okay.
Once I figure out what's going on. Sorry to have wasted 47 of y'all's time, but I'm sorry to waste your time, Richard Campbell. But I'm going to go and figure out what's going on here.
And then we'll
try again.
We'll try again. It's
All right.
only been a year, I think.
You
the
know
last time we.
We'll try again. Thank you, sir. Bye,
All
everybody.
right, buddy. Talk to you soon.